Sorry about yesterday. We didn't have a Transformer Slag segment. We were working really hard on the next full hour segment of the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. So if you want to go check that out, it's on the Toy Armada YouTube channel where we talk about Hasbro and Kenner 80s properties, 90s properties, and beyond. These are long visual form segments between me and Hasbro's Aaron Archer. So be sure to check that one out. Episode 3 is now out. But let's talk about something that has popped up recently in the listings. JT Prime 17 has given us some new information and an update to some stuff that we've been talking about since, I want to say, about August and even July from a couple months ago. A while back, we got a whole bunch of images of a BLUE Bluestreak back in around August the 10th, August the 11th. We didn't know what its designation was, what was going to go on with it, how was it going to be released, is it a Generation Selects thing? We didn't know. Now we have a listing for Target, and it is a red card exclusive listing for what they call here a Tra BB Legacy Deluxe Silverstreak, and it's going to be 8 per case of deluxes. So these are going to be a full case of just 8 of these as a red card exclusive. Now, the information from JT Prime 17 is they've recently hit the ports, and they will be shipping out to all the distributors of Target very soon in the United States. And probably we're going to get some kind of Fan First Friday or Transformer Tuesday announcement that these exist, and then probably pre-orders and the red card people and everything will be able to get their hands on it. So just a warning in advance. Now, why is it called Silverstreak? You know, people are probably confused about this. I did a really good segment. I did 2 really good segments. I did the myth of BLUE Bluestreak and then the explanation of that news that we got back in August of explaining why a silver streak is called blue and why a blue streak is silver. I'll put the link for both of those segments because they were one was from a year ago, one was from about a couple months ago. I'll put both of the links in the description below. You could check those out. They're really good educational segments that I did. But the long story short of it essentially is Blue Streak was originally supposed to be blue. There's a whole bunch of development stuff in relation to that. He ended up silver. And then in 2003, when they were going to do a reissue of Blue Streak for the commemorative series in America, the reissue G1 series, essentially for Toys R Us and stuff at the time, they couldn't get the Blue Streak trademark. There was a Martin Lawrence movie that came out in late 1999, early 2000. They couldn't use Blue Streak. That's what the movie was called. So for a long period of time, because, the movie ends up going to DVD, not DVD, it was probably VHS still at the time, but DVDs also, home video, trademarks, all that craziness. And ultimately, at the end of the day, finally, thanks to, and it's yet again the amazingness of Creo and why it really existed, Creo got back the trademark of Blue Streak. The Creo Optimus Prime set in 2011 got back Blue Streak, and that Blue Streak figure was blue. That Creon or Creo was blue. And it kind of created this narrative that started with the IDW comics that during Blue Streak's early days in the war, he had a blue color scheme and he called himself Silverstreak. And then when he got his traditional Earth design in silver and everything, he started to call himself Bluestreak. That's according to the IDW comics. There's no other fiction that really corroborates that. But that's kind of how it goes. So what are we going to have here? Again, it's going to be a Legacy Deluxe red card exclusive at Target called Silverstreak that's based off of the Blue Bluestreak color scheme. I'll post, obviously, the images that we still have from below that were the ones that we saw before. There's not much else I could really mention. The listing says here, it says BB on it. BB doesn't always represent Buzzworthy Bumblebee. A lot of people were saying that. Oh, it's a Buzzworthy Bumblebee Legacy. We've had a lot of listings in the past that have BB attached to them. I think it's something else in relation to red card exclusives and how they're listed within their listing, I guess their UPC code and EAN code registry. So it just has to be a coincidence that it's BB, Bumblebee, Buzzworthy Bumblebee. That's all we know. So just keep that in mind. It's something that's we're going to be learning more about really, really soon. And it looks pretty cool. I mean, again, it's the Diaclone colors, the whole history with that. Again, check out those 2 segments. I'll link them below. I'll put them in the pinned comment. That'll be probably easier for people to find. Really good stuff. I mean, it seems like we're getting a lot of that. That seems to be the flavor of 2022, is there's going to be a lot of these Diaclone and Microman color schemes that we're going to be getting from a lot of different characters. Who knows? We just recently learned about the late Wave Kingdom Blaster, aka First Wave Voyager Blaster of Legacy. We might get a Microman color schemed blaster, even with a little bit of blue accent on it. It's not very different from the original, just some blue here and there, as opposed to the twin cast version that's completely blue. But you never know. They're gonna do some weird stuff. Would not surprise me at all. But still interesting stuff. Let me know what you think about this. Pretty hype. And now that we know, I mean, it's going to be a red card exclusive, so that's going to be difficult for obviously certain individuals geographically. But from what I've heard from fans online too, because red cards are way more plentiful in terms of case assortment, and a lot of targets just get tons of these. They're not tough to get, though. They don't get scalped very easily, and they're not tough to get. So chances are, geographically, it might be an issue, but if you do have a target in your area, this shouldn't be too tough to get. So let me know what you think. Pretty hype stuff, and sorry about not having a segment for you guys yesterday, but you got an hour of content of me and Aaron Archer talking about aliens and dinosaurs. So be sure to check that out too. Let me know what you think.